Most people are using Claude AI like a smarter version of Google. They ask it a question, copy the answer, and move on with their day. But here's what almost nobody is talking about. Some people are using the exact same tool to produce work that businesses are already paying hundreds or even thousands of pounds for. Not because Claude magically makes money, but because it helps them solve expensive problems faster. And that's the difference. In this video, I'll show you one of the most practical ways to make money with Claude AI in 2026. No coding, no building an app, no huge social media following. Just a simple system that turns Claude into your research assistant, content strategist, and productivity partner. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how the workflow works, what tools you need, where the money comes from, and just as importantly, what mistakes to avoid if you actually want this to work. So let's get into it. Hey, I'm Steven. When I first started using Claude AI, I honestly thought it was just another chatbot. I'd ask it to rewrite an email, summarize a document, or explain something I didn't understand. Useful? Absolutely. But I wasn't really thinking beyond that. Then one day, I came across a business owner talking about how they were using Claude to prepare client reports that used to take half a day to finish. That caught my attention because it made me realize something. The people getting the biggest value from AI weren't using it to answer random questions. They were building systems around it. Instead of asking, "What can Claude do?" they were asking, "What can Claude help me do faster, better, and more consistently?" That small shift completely changed how I looked at AI. And honestly, it's the same shift that can change how you make money with it. Now, before you start thinking, is this going to be another one of those make £10,000 a week with AI videos? No, because that's not how this channel works. I'm not interested in selling hype. I'm interested in showing you practical systems that ordinary people can actually build. Will this make you rich overnight? No. Could it help you build a valuable skill and create an income stream over time? Absolutely. And in my opinion, that's a much better goal. Let's clear something up before we go any further. When people hear the phrase, "the lazy way to make money with AI," they sometimes think it means doing nothing. It doesn't. It means spending less time on repetitive work and more time on work that actually creates value. Think about it this way. Imagine someone asks you to research the electric vehicle market in the UK. 10 years ago, you'd probably spend hours opening websites, reading reports, taking notes, trying to organize everything into something that made sense. Now, Claude can help you analyze hundreds of pages of information in a fraction of the time. It doesn't replace your thinking. It speeds up your thinking. And that's where the opportunity is. Businesses don't pay for typing. They pay for insight. They pay for clarity. They pay for someone who can solve problems. Claude simply helps you get there much faster. That's why I don't think of it as an AI chatbot anymore. I think of it as an AI business assistant. And once you start seeing it that way, you begin spotting opportunities almost everywhere. Now, in a moment, I'm going to show you the exact workflow I'd use if I wanted to start making money with Claude today. But before we do that, there's one mistake almost everyone makes when they first start using AI. And if you don't fix it early, you'll end up working harder, not smarter. Let's talk about that first. Here's what most beginners do. They open Claude, type one question, get one answer, close the browser. Then they wonder why everyone keeps saying AI is changing the world. The truth is, that's like hiring the smartest employee you've ever met, asking them to make you one cup of coffee, and then sending them home. You're barely using what they're capable of. The people making money with Claude aren't using it for one-off tasks. They're using it to build repeatable workflows. For example, instead of writing one blog post, they build a process that helps them write 50. Instead of researching one company, They create a system that analyzes dozens. Instead of creating one client proposal, they build a reusable framework that can be adapted in minutes. That's where the leverage comes from. Not from asking better questions, but from building better systems. And that's exactly what we're going to build next. So, imagine someone contacts you and says, "I need a market research report on the UK solar industry." How do you go from that message to a professional piece of work that someone is happy to pay for? That's exactly what I'll show you in the next section. Because once you understand this workflow, you'll realize you're not selling AI. You're selling a solution. And that's where the money really starts. The Claude AI Workflow. So let's build this workflow together. The biggest mistake beginners make is asking, "How can I make money with Claude?" The better question is, what are businesses already paying for that Claude can help me deliver faster? Because businesses aren't paying for AI. They're paying for outcomes. They're paying for research. They're paying for reports. They're paying for content. They're paying for insights. Claude is simply the tool that helps you produce those things more efficiently. And that's an important distinction. You're not selling prompts. You're not selling AI. You're selling solutions. Let's imagine a small business owner reaches out and says, "We're thinking about entering the UK electric vehicle charging market. Can you research the industry and give us a summary?" Now, a few years ago, that could easily take you 6 or 7 hours. You'd be reading articles, opening government reports, comparing competitors, making notes, trying to organize everything into one document. But today, Claude can help you complete a huge chunk of that process in a fraction of the time. Not by replacing your thinking, but by accelerating it. Here's exactly how I'd approach it. First, I'd gather reliable information, industry reports, government websites, company websites, market research, news articles. Then I'd upload those documents into Claude. Instead of asking something vague like, "Tell me about electric vehicles," I'd give it a clear role. Something like, "You're a senior market research consultant. Analyze these documents and identify the biggest market trends, customer opportunities, key competitors, and potential risks for a new business entering this industry." Notice the difference. The better your instructions, the better your results. Claude isn't guessing what you want. You're telling it exactly how to think. And honestly, that's one of the biggest skills you can learn with AI. Learning how to ask better questions. Now here's where most people stop. Claude gives them a summary, and they think they're done. But this is where the real opportunity begins. Instead of handing over raw AI output, you refine it. You fact-check it. You organize it. You add your own observations. Then you turn it into something a client can actually use. For example, a professionally formatted PDF report, a slide presentation, a competitor analysis, a strategy document, or even a LinkedIn article that positions a business as an expert in their industry. That's what people are willing to pay for. Not because Claude wrote it, but because you've packaged information into something useful. And in just a minute, I'm going to show you where people are actually finding clients for this kind of work, because that's usually the first question everyone asks. But before that, there's one more step that makes this workflow far more valuable. Here's where things really start to scale. Imagine you complete your first market research report. Don't start from scratch the next time. Save your prompts. Save your templates. Save your report structure. Create a checklist. Because once you've built the system once, every future project becomes faster. The first report might take 4 or 5 hours. The second one might take 3. By the 5th or 6th project, you've got a workflow that feels almost automatic. And that's what I mean when I talk about building systems instead of chasing side hustles. You're not reinventing the wheel every time. You're improving the wheel. This works for more than just research. Now maybe you're thinking, that sounds great, but I don't want to do market research. That's completely fine. The same workflow works across dozens of different services. For example, business plans, blog writing, newsletter creation, competitor analysis, lead magnets, sales proposals, training manuals, customer FAQs, internal documentation, standard operating procedures, even educational resources. The process stays almost exactly the same. Understand the problem. Use Claude to speed up the research. Refine the output. Package it professionally. Deliver something that saves your client time. That's the business. Not AI? Problem solving. So now you've seen how the workflow actually works. The next question is, can people really make money doing this? And if they can, what does realistic income actually look like? Because I don't want to throw around unrealistic numbers. I want to show you what's genuinely achievable if you build this the right way. Let's talk about that next. All right, let's talk about the part everyone's waiting for, the money. And I want to keep this realistic because there's already enough nonsense on the internet. If you've watched any AI millionaire videos, you've probably seen people claiming they made $20,000 in their first month with a chatbot. Could that happen? Maybe. But that's not the benchmark you should be aiming for. Instead, think about this like building any other skill. Your first goal isn't to make thousands. It's to become valuable. Because once you can consistently solve problems for businesses, the money becomes much more predictable. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you create a professional competitor analysis report for a local business. Depending on the complexity and the value you provide, charging somewhere between $100 and $300 for a well-researched report can be realistic. If you complete just 2 of those each week, that's $800 to $2,400 a month. Now imagine you add another service, maybe monthly newsletters, industry research, business documentation, or ongoing content strategy. Instead of chasing one-off projects, you start building monthly retainers. Even just 3 clients paying $500 a month for ongoing work becomes $1,500 recurring revenue. And the best part? Your workflow gets faster every time because you've already built the system. You're not starting from zero. You're improving an existing process. That's where leverage starts to appear. Where do you find clients? Now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but where do I actually find people willing to pay for this? The good news is, businesses already spend money on research, writing, and strategy. They've been paying for these services long before AI existed. The difference now is that AI allows you to deliver those services more efficiently. There are a few places I'd recommend starting. The first is LinkedIn. Not to spam people with sales messages, but to connect with business owners and share useful content. Show people what you know. Build trust first. The second option is freelance platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. Yes, they're competitive, but they're also full of businesses actively looking for help. The key is not to advertise yourself as someone who uses Claude AI. Nobody cares. Instead, position yourself as someone who helps businesses understand their market, improve their content, create reports, save time, make better decisions. Remember, people buy outcomes. not software. And don't overlook local businesses either. Many small companies don't have the time or the in-house expertise to produce high-quality research or content consistently. That creates an opportunity for someone who can deliver professional work quickly. The setup. One of the reasons I like this business model is that it's incredibly simple to start. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need office space. And you definitely don't need a team. Here's a basic setup I'd recommend. Claude AI for research and drafting, Google Docs or Microsoft Word for editing, Canva for presenting reports and proposals professionally, LinkedIn for networking, a portfolio. Even if it's just a few sample projects you've created yourself, that's enough to get started. In terms of cost, you can begin with very little. The bigger investment is your time. Spend a few hours learning how to write better prompts. Practice turning AI output into polished work. Learn how to present information clearly. Those skills will continue paying you long after the tools evolve. Now, before you rush off to create a Fiverr account, let me save you a lot of frustration. Here are the mistakes I see beginners make over and over again. Mistake number 1, treating Claude like a search engine. Claude works best when you give it context. The more information you provide, the better the output becomes. Think of it as briefing an employee, not typing into Google. Mistake number 2, copying and pasting AI output without reviewing it. This is one of the fastest ways to lose trust. Claude is incredibly capable, but it's still your responsibility to check facts, improve wording, and make sure everything is accurate. Your value isn't in pressing enter, your value is in delivering something a client can confidently use. Mistake number 3, trying to serve everyone. Don't market yourself as someone who can do everything. Choose a niche. It could be finance, healthcare, education, property, e-commerce, renewable energy. The more specific you become, the easier it is for people to understand how you can help them. Mistake number 4, selling AI. This is probably the biggest one. Businesses don't wake up thinking, I need someone who knows Claude AI. They wake up thinking, I need more customers. I need better reports. I need someone to save me time. Focus on solving those problems. And Claude simply becomes the tool working behind the scenes. So now you know the workflow, you know where the opportunities are, and you know the mistakes to avoid. But there's one final piece that ties everything together. Because Claude AI isn't the business. It's just one part of a much bigger system. And once you understand that system, everything starts to make a lot more sense. The big takeaway, so hopefully by now you've realized something. Making money with Claude AI isn't really about Claude AI. It's about solving problems that people are already willing to pay to have solved. Claude just helps you get there faster. Think about it for a second. Businesses have always needed research reports, content strategies, documentation ideas. None of that is new. What's changed is how quickly one person can now produce high-quality work. That's the opportunity. And honestly, I think that's where a lot of people get distracted. They're constantly chasing the next AI tool, the next update, the next viral prompt. But tools come and go. Systems last. If you can build a repeatable system that consistently helps people solve real problems, you'll always be in a much stronger position than someone who's simply trying to keep up with the latest trend. That's really what this channel is about. Not chasing shiny new AI tools, but learning how to use AI to build practical income systems that can grow with you over time. So here's a challenge for you. Don't just watch this video. Open Claude today. Choose one industry that genuinely interests you. It could be education, property, finance, healthcare, renewable energy, local businesses. Then ask yourself one simple question. What problem could I help solve in this industry? Once you've answered that, use Claude to build your first workflow. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be your first step. Because the people who succeed with AI aren't usually the smartest people. They're the ones who take action while everyone else is still watching tutorials. If this video helped you think differently about Claude AI, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Every week on WealthStack AI, I break down practical AI systems that help ordinary people build real income without the fake guru promises, without the hype, and without pretending you'll become a millionaire overnight. My goal is simple: to help you build one AI-powered income system at a time. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love to have you along for the journey. Now, before you click away, there's one thing I deliberately didn't cover in this video. Today we focused on one incredibly powerful tool, Claude. But here's the truth. A tool on its own doesn't build wealth. A system does. And that's exactly why I made my previous video. In that video, I break down the complete AI income system that Claude actually fits into. You'll see how creators and entrepreneurs are using simple AI workflows to build content, attract opportunities, and create income streams that don't rely on trading every hour for money. Once you combine that system with the Claude workflow you've learned today, everything starts to click. So, if you haven't watched it yet, click the video that's on your screen right now. The Lazy Way to Make Money with AI in 2026, Step by Step. I honestly think it should have been the first video most people watched before learning about Claude. I'll see you over there. Watch next, The Lazy Way to Make Money with AI in 2026, Step by Step. Remember, don't just collect AI tools, build AI systems. Because the people who build systems today are the ones who'll be creating real wealth tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.